It is the Galio being picked, so really good call out by you. I think the Galio pick kinda does make sense if the matchup is fine, but you really need to make sure the Galio and the Trundle plays together. Because this Galio doesn't have a lot of setup, but he has a lot of...
his way towards top right now, actually leaving his Wolves to get all the way up here and make sure that Broken Blade can crash the wave. The flash away from Broken Blade as Oscarwin looks... this is a bad position for Oscarwin. He needs 4 minions, 3 more maybe to get that level 6. Flashes away from the public execution, but Skumon comes across, and there's first blood to G2.
I'm a bit surprised Fnatic doesn't really invest more into this top lane matchup, because Broken Blade traded like that because he knew his jungler was coming, but meanwhile Oscar traded that, but Razork is going the other side of the map.
Fnatic don't know that Lebrov is behind them. Now they do. Humanoids use the shockwave. Lebrov needs to get his way out of here. Does still have the flash, has the aftershock as well for a little bit extra tankiness. Drake goes over to Razork. Tangle Barbs will connect. Lebrov. Oh, Mickey! That's how we play Magic, man.
Broken Blades, I mean, he's just comfortably winning out on these trades now. The pickaxe doing a ton of work, and look at those cooldowns.
But still, doesn't really matter. Oscar really struggling in this match, and as Lebrov shows up, probably will be the kill.
Hexagol made him trying to get away, but the Shield of Daybreak won't be enough for the stun. And there's Broken Blade. Enemy dies near him, he gets health back, so we'll never fall low doing grubs.
Was it Zanzara that advocated for the W max?
Yeah, he liked the healing. Zanzara, famous for his Trundle and his Sejuani. No, Skarner, what I'm saying.
Yeah. I remember him flashing over Dragon Pit walls to try and steal buffs quicker. It was a lot of fun watching Zanzara. And there are the grubs. The Glacial Prison going out onto Lebrov. He doesn't have a flash and he doesn't have a hope of surviving. Razork got towards level 6, really, that the Fnatic bot lane began to really open up the game. So for Fnatic, shouldn't be too worried yet. Mickey flashing away here. Will land Tangle Bombs onto Skumond. Able to walk away for the moment. Lebrov, though, might be collapsed on as Razzle can upset him on their way across. Solar Flare goes wide. Lebrov in the permafrost, taken out by Humanoid.
So a bit of an overstay there from G2, but the collapse from Fnatic was solid. Ultimately, it's unlikely to result in anything significant because there's not really much on the map for them to play for. No dragon. It will be spawning in about 20 seconds time, but we're seeing in the top lane matchup, by staying corrected, they're setting their sights on Caps.
Underneath the tower here, Glacial Prison is going to connect. There's the shockwave as well, and Caps is just clapped by Fnatic. It will be a Drake apiece, 3 grubs to G2. So they've had a slight advantage on these early neutrals, but nothing too consequential. A 700 gold lead now for Humanoid in the mid lane, who already has his Archangel.
Strong in dueling, but also he will be quite squishy now. If that Arctic Prison collides with him, then he might get one-shots.
Razork able to get away across the wall. Solar Flare coming down. Pop Blossom will land a 3-man knocker, but Mickey's already dead. Upset trying to join the phase. He'll jump across towards Broken Blade, who flashes over the wall towards Gromp. Humanoid coming in from the side as well, as Broken Blade needs his team to defend him, but with the shotgun pulling him back, Lebrov follows suit. Good blast cone away from Skumon to get himself to safety, but Fnatic went out on the final.
This build melts through towers.
I was just going to say, with the grubs, this Trundle, if he ever gets a big tempo lead and can just hit the tower for like 15 seconds, he will destroy any structure that stands in his way.
Kraft's trying to survive here with a shield of Duran, but it's Hun Summer who's locked up in the Hexa ultimatum. Humanoid will take down the bot lane tower while this is happening, so Fnatic find a tower, find a kill, and are looking for a little bit more. Justice Pun's away from the Glacial in a second's time. Be the second of the game for either of the two teams. Rift Herald will be secured for Fnatic. You can see Skumon making his way down towards that dragon right now. It's a Chem Soul, similarly to game 2.
If Fnatic wants to fight, it has to be either when the Camille is coming from a weird angle or just preferably without her at all.
Oh, Shockwave onto 2. That's the TP immediately from Broken Blade. Lebrov dives in with the Zenith Blade, but has to walk away. Fnatic now have Broken Blade in the midst of them. Good stun from Lebrov. Humanoid will be able to kill him off, though. Meanwhile, on the top side of the fight, Broken Blade has to retreat. Hexagol to made him into the public execution. Broken Blade low. Hero's entrance out as Oscar falls. But so far, 2 for 1 for Fnatic. Razzle continues to chase. Upset, jumping forward.
If there's an Ambessa and Kai'Sa diving onto.
Now 2 items as well complete for Upset. Has that Navori Flicker Blades and the did at the start, mostly because it doesn't really get to play in the 1v1 too much. Humanoid caught out with the public execution. Rift Herald down, Glacial Prison lands the stun onto Broken Blade. His hero's entrance as well, as Humanoid's able to flash away. Meanwhile, Solar Flare on towards Mickey. He flashes over the wall as well to escape. Oscar in and continues to push out.
Kai'Sa has went for the on-hit kind of full AD carry build. She went for the Yuntal into now the Infinity Edge.
set their sights on an outer tower. There's not much to cross-map for Broken Blade because the tower's already been taken. This will be Fnatic's third of the game. And so we draw ever closer to the respawn of the Dragon. It's G2 that will have prio over this wave. Fnatic can afford to just concede it, especially if they have low priority on this Chem Dragon.
Glacial Prison gonna land here. TP coming out from Broken Blade immediately. Skuma looking for the trade back in, and Razork melts! That's a subjugation if I've ever seen one. Broken Blade looking for a little bit more. It's Mickey going in for that flank pop. Blossom only onto two, and onto two tanks at that. The public execution onto Humanoid on the back line. Mickey's already dead. Humanoid uses the stopwatch and uses the flash to escape. Explosive shot on Skuma. Hexagon made him going back onto Broken Blade as Oscar Vinny tries to trade back in. Broken Blade flashes out. Hansama on the front line now has to flash as well. Upset flashes forward. Doesn't quite get the resets. Can't quite get the damage down. G2 walk away with 2.
For a second, I thought we were in Sweden. But Upset, he ran out of mana, so he didn't have the rocket jump to really follow up and secure any kills. This is why Trundle is so good into Sejuani. Like, it was such a perfect... With all 5 members alive.
It looks so juicy, you know, you have the
Mickey does have the flash about to come off cooldown, but doesn't have it in time. Caught out with the Solar Flare.
Skewmon level 3, and now the Mickey Axe again, and the Subjugate. I really love this pick by Skewmon, and he also shreds this Baron so fast.
Razork has so much to get in here. The Shockwave hits onto LeBron, but somehow still standing. Razork will take him. The Baron resetting importantly here for Fnatic. Skewmon jumped on the Winds of War. The taunt not enough from Caps as Razork goes back in. Dash away from Broken Blade. Oscar Rinin looking for that hook shot wall dive. No tower here to save Caps, as Fnatic can now turn their attentions towards the Baron.
And I think they should. Skewmon is desperately trying to heal up. He will have a smite available to try and flash in and steal it, but I don't know if they'll even try.
BB has the TP, but nowhere really to go apart from that top lane tri-bush. Skewmon has the flash. They have no vision in the pit right now. Skewmon puts a pillar down. Won't get in range to flash. Fnatic secure the prize.
And it's G2 that starts it, but Fnatic that gets it. Atakan is still up and available. Ambessa TP is still down. It's actually a visual bug. She doesn't have it. But here the pick onto Mickey X was really nice. But I think they maybe overestimated how much damage they actually did. Because the Baron didn't go down as fast as it could, or they wanted, and they didn't return properly as well. Here we have 2 options. Either you finish it or you turn. But I feel like G2 did something kind of in between. Lavro steps out to try to turn, but the Ambessa ult doesn't connect, and Razork lives for so long, so he's actually able to flash out.
Humanoid connecting that shockwave also, I think, made G2 very indecisive.
Oh, Razork caught out here. In the midst of 5 members of G2, he tries to step forward, public execution onto Humanoid as well, who has no flash. Hansama dives in with the killer instinct and dodges the shockwave. He autos the minions though. There's the hero's entrance coming out. Hansama rooted for the moment as Mickey landed a good pop. Blossom back in, but the Zenith played onto him. LeBron's still alive. Upset opening up with the big guns, looking for those resets. Oscar in. Cat and mouse of baiting in, of playing around vision. Broken Blade gets the slow on Razork with the Solar Flare. Only gets a clip onto the edge of the Sejuani. Drake down to 9,000. Mickey with the pop. Blossom landed onto 4. Oscar in diving in as well, but there's a public execution on the backline with the hero's entrance following up. Hansama dives on, and Razork goes down. So does Upset, and G2 have found the fight they've been looking for all series long. Skewmon though will die to Humanoid, trying to chase a little bit too far. Mickey trying to escape here as well, but he's still got quite a health bar to work with. Caps on the flank. It looks like it will just be the Dragon for G2. Is Mickey gonna look for more? There's double TP.
I mean, what options does he really have? The Dragon's gonna go down. I mean, he's in enemy territory, and I do not think that there is any way that he can escape to. That's going to be another kill over to G2, who in these team fights...
Towards the members of G2. Mickey looking for that flank, has control wall behind the pit here, and they need to spot him out. Pop Blossom onto 2 heroes. Entrance coming out as well, and there's no real follow-up from the Pop Blossom. Oscar in and dived in with Hexagon Maiden, but he's dived into his demise as G2 find 1. Fnatic peel off the Baron and try and get away with their lives. And they'll manage to do so. Razork on the wrong side of the wall, but he escapes. Mickey sending a clone in to spot G2 on the Baron, and once again this game, the team that starts the Baron does not secure it.
I mean, that felt so indecisive from Fnatic. When Mickey ulted, to me, that was their avenue to finish the Baron. That's what they wanted to use it for. And then they turned to fight. And the moment the Galio ultimate arrived, they then immediately disengaged from the fight and they leave.
Spot in the winners match on the line. possibility of a ticket not only to the finals but to MSI as the public execution goes on to Humanoid. There's the Hero's entrance to follow up, and Broken Blade able to dodge away for the moment, but Mickey, Razork and Humanoid all able to escape. Upset, untouched, unscathed so far in this fight. Mickey dies to the Void Seeker. Oscar on the chase onto Stumond as well. Might continue to go in. Upset jumping forward, Caps on the prop, looking for the flank themselves. Justice punch away. Upset still has his ultimate, has flash, has cleanse. There's all the tools at his disposal to really turn around a team fight. TP towards the bot side from Caps.
G2's just dancing around Fnatic right now. Razork, he's looking, he goes in.
He goes in as soon as he sees Caps flying across his head. Broken Blade though kills off Razork, and Hansama cleans up the rest. He'll find 3. G2 with the Baron buff, but looking not at the Drake, but at the Nexus.
And it's G2 that comes out on top in this series. They constantly find these late game teamfights, game after game. They just show that individually they weave around these zones of control, and they just use their spells in a better way than Fnatic.
A 10-1-5 performance from Hansama. The carry comes up clutch once more as they set their sights on the Nexus.
It's a tale as old of time. You can change the words, but you can't change the story. G2 defeat Fnatic.